Call the meeting to order. Roll call.
Councilman Simaluka. Councilman Simaluka is unable to be here this evening. Councilman Accomando.
Here.
Councilwoman Sanchez.
Here.
Councilwoman Mazer.
Here.
Council President Garrick.
Here. Please rise for the salute to the flag and remain standing for a moment of silence as we recognize National Peace Officers Memorial Day. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Adequate notice of this meeting has been sent to all council members and to all legal newspapers in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975.
The public is hereby advised that any statements made during the meeting of the Township Council of the Township of Saddlebrook may not be privileged or protected, and that persons or entities who take issue with such comments or are offended by same may and have in the past sought legal redress through the courts. Any member of the public who addresses the council speaks for themselves, not for the council.
Motion to open the meeting to the public.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The meeting is open to the public. Please step up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Thank you.
Good evening. Thomas Van Winkle, 128 Lincoln Avenue, Saddlebrook. Just want to bring you up to date on the Mayor's Youth Group, on what's been happening and what we've been doing over the last month. We helped out with the Easter celebration that was held here in the municipal complex. It was a great success. We had many families out here who came out. We had people donate to the food pantry. We had the crafts from the library. We had the A Garden and, of course, the Easter Bunny. So we had a youth group helping out in all different areas, in all those different areas at the Easter celebration. And I do want to thank all the volunteers who came out and made that a success. Also, during the month of April, well, really, actually, it was supposed to be the month of April, but then it wound up being the first Saturday in May due to weather. The Mayor's Youth Group did an Earth Day activity. Again, it was on May 3rd because we had to move it due to inclement weather. We cleaned up Tricentennial Park. We planted flowers around the flagpole. Also, I want to thank the DPW for planting the tree that we had for our town at Van Solon Park for the Winter Wonderland. Also, we had great collaboration from the Saddlebrook Girl Scouts because they helped us. We, with them, also painted rocks, and we placed rocks in the flag garden and also around the big rock there in other areas in Tricentennial Park. So it was great collaboration, great partnership between the Mayor's Youth Group and the Girl Scouts, and I just want to thank all of them for all their help. Looking ahead, the next thing we're going to be involved with, as we usually do, we usually invite the youth group to help out and participate in the annual fishing derby, which will be held in June, which I'm sure the mayor will talk about, possibly. We've been getting a lot of, on closing, I want to say, we've been getting a lot of new members joining the youth group as of late, and I'm hoping we can continue to grow and continue to keep that strong foundation and continue to mentor young people and encourage community service. So thank you.
Thank you, Thomas.
My name is Lori Lowry. I live at 29 Caldwell Avenue. I have put a lot of time into Saddlebrook over the years. I've served on the school board, I've taught in town, I've worked at the library. And now I am a senior residing in the senior housing. I am here to advocate for our seniors. When the senior center was open, I don't know if the council was aware or not, but in the office and in the back, there were wheelchairs available in case there was an issue with any of our seniors. I don't see that here. We have many programs bringing seniors here more than ever. And if anyone falls, who's liable? That long wall from the gym What would it cost to put a railing there for those who come in with canes, walkers, oxygen, who are not steady on their feet? Just that safety. We have it at 29 Caldwell. You're welcome to come over. Everywhere. We are ADA compliant. And I feel that Saddlebrook is not ADA compliant for our seniors. And that's a law. The same thing if you put a wheelchair in that back room, in the community room, just in case someone has an accident or an incident, there is one available. But I really think that taking the ADA compliance into effect or thinking about it is to Saddlebrook's benefit. I thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Lowry.
I'd like to address that.
Sure.
As far as the wheelchairs, they were taken here. They're probably in that closet. I would bet dollars to donuts. Right. Yeah. Because I remember seeing them and we said we were going to take them. We probably have them. I don't know that for a fact, but we'll look into that. I mean, I can't imagine we would have thrown them out.
No, but Karen and Rose should know where they are.
Yes. The long walk from the gym, we're addressing that now. And you spoke to, I think I spoke to you about that. I don't know if I spoke to you or I spoke to, at the advisory meeting. Yes, we are looking into that. We asked our DPW superintendent to take a look to see if it's something that his people could do. And it's a little more involved, so we're going to have to go out to bid with the DPW. I just don't want them to do something that, if they can't do it properly.
What about the,
Right, we're going, I think, Jimmy, we're getting prices, aren't we?
Correct, yeah, I asked Bobby to quote both walls, even though I understood that that may not be exactly what we're looking for, but at least we'll have it priced out both ways to one or both walls, even though it would be, if you're walking in on the right side.
I'm not sure, honestly, whether, I don't think we're not in compliance, but, we'd have to have that looked at. But I think I know when the building was built and, the renovation was done, I'm sure we had to pass all those laws. I mean, it was just till 2 years ago. What's that? I mean, I think if you looked at that, if you go back to that old building, I think there may be a couple of things that we may or may not have been in compliance with either, but we're at a smaller scale. We'll look at it. The long walk is what you're kind of driving at, I think. But no, we are looking into all those things. So thank you for coming in and advocating for them.
Thank you, Mayor. Anyone else wish to address the council?
How y'all doing? Timothy Staunton, 35 Harrison Ave. Just want to know where we stand on project on Market Street, decisions that we made. Last time at the workshop, you said a committee was going to be formed. I want to know if a committee has been formed and who's on the committee. And if that property is for sale, how come there isn't a commercial real estate for sale sign there? Because I remember last time you were saying that you're not getting much interest in the property. So I drive past there 1 million times a week. I've never seen a sign that says commercial real estate for sale. Put a sign there, maybe you'll get more people interested.
We just put it out again, our RFP, which basically goes out. It's been put in a few different publications. I think the Record, And Jimmy, go
Yeah, I
ahead.
could chime in. We re-advertised in the Record and the Star Ledger just this week. And that is, at least the Record is our designated newspaper where we have to, we're required by law to advertise these types of advertisements.
Right, but you were saying last time during the workshop, you're not getting much interest in the property. If you had a realtor involved, you put a sign on the property, maybe you would get more interest in the property. That's all I'm saying. And if a committee was formed, I'd just like to know who was on the committee.
Well, the committee is myself, Council President Dave Garrick, and Councilman Andrew Simaluka. That's the committee. We have not, as far as I know, spoken to the developer that came here to do the proposal, but, we
Yeah,
are
that guy.
still looking to talk to that person.
The one that with the 60
The one that came in,
units.
yeah, because, we want to see if he's willing to change his proposal, perhaps less units, perhaps maybe spread it out. So I know the height was a big thing.
Right, but I know he also
But we
said
put it
that
out,
if
we
he-
put it out again, we're hoping to get other proposals.
I
So no
understand.
decision's been made.
Okay, that's all I'm asking.
Yeah,
But I know
that's-
that developer said if he can't do the project the way it is, then he's not going to do the project.
Well, he said that, but maybe he'll change his mind, if we talk to him, so.
I'm just
It's a
asking
negotiate.
questions,
It's a
that's all.
negotiate. No, I have no problem. Well, you can ask anything you want.
And I forget, I think it was Mr. Raccomando, he was the one that volunteered, the only one that volunteered to be on the committee. And he got passed over for it, or,
Well, I really don't feel like I need to.
I'm just curious, that's all.
I really don't feel like I need to explain that much in detail. No, Mr. Accomundo was on a couple of other committees, and,
I know, I understand that, but he was the only one during the workshop that voiced his opinion that said he would volunteer for it. So if he was willing to volunteer for it, how come he was passed over?
Because-
Or maybe he
well,
declined to do it, I
because
don't know, but I'm just asking.
afterwards-
Sir, to be honest with you, everybody up here volunteered to be on that committee.
Not at that workshop.
Well, they came up to me after the meeting or during the meeting. You don't hear everything that's said up here. And in fact, Councilwoman Sanchez said during the meeting, I would volunteer.
I did too.
And so did Councilwoman Mazer. Just to let you know.
I'm just asking questions.
Yeah.
That's all, as a resident, that's all.
Right, well, the committee doesn't make the decisions either.
I understand that.
So,
but I'm
it
just
has to
asking
come
a
back to
question.
a vote.
I'm just asking a question, that's all.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. There can only be 2 council members on the committee, because otherwise you have a quorum and the meeting has to be advertised. So there's only 2 council people that are allowed to be on the committee, just so you're aware. Okay. Anyone else wish to address the council? Seeing no one else, motion to close the meeting to the public?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Mayor?
Thank you. I have a proclamation that I want to read. It's in regard to, in honor of Captain Andrew Bruce McFarland, U.S. Marine Corps, 1948 to 1971. Whereas the Township of Saddlebrook recognizes and respects numerous veterans for their contributions. The late Captain Andrew Bruce McFarland is one veteran who is an inspiration through his demonstration of courage, leadership, and commitment to our community and country. The McFarland Circle dedication is located at Fairlawn Parkway and Skillman Terrace. This dedication aims to educate younger generations about the sacrifices made during the Korean War and promote a greater appreciation for history. Captain McFarland was a decorated combat veteran who saw direct combat in Korea during his service. Captain McFarland served twice in Vietnam. His valiant actions earned him 3 Bronze Star medals with Combat V for heroic actions during direct conflict, as well as the Navy Marine Corps Commendation Medal and Combat V, a Vietnamese Cross of Gallantry with Silver Star, 2 combat action ribbons, 4 presidential unit citations, the Korean Service Medal with 6 battle stars, and the Vietnam Service Medal with 3 battle stars. After his military service, Captain McFarland moved to Saddlebrook in 1972, where he lived with his family for 45 years until his passing in August of 2017. Captain McFarland worked as an investigator for the Bergen County Prosecutor's Office from 1971 until his retirement as a lieutenant in 1992. Following his retirement, he was a professional baseball scout for the Cleveland Indians, New York Yankees, and Tampa Bay Devil Rays from 1991 until 2002. Captain McFarland was an active member of the Saddlebrook community, tirelessly serving as a Little League coach, an American Legion baseball coach, field manager of the Colonial baseball team, and commissioner of the Metropolitan Baseball League. He founded and served as commissioner of the Boys and Girls Recreation Soccer programs. Additionally, Captain McFarland held life membership with the VFW, Post 3484, and American Legion, Post 415 in Saddlebrook, along with numerous other military associations. So now therefore be it resolved that I, Robert D. White, of the Township of Saddlebrook, wish to recognize Captain Andrew Bruce McFarland for outstanding service to his country and our community and dedicate McFarland Circle in his honor. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to move on to the budget. We will be introducing next month. We'll be introducing, and then we'll have hearings and adoption afterwards. We're going to do estimated tax bills this year. Again, we did that same last year. We have 3 ordinances for second reading tonight. One is about uniform construction code fees, sewer fees is the second one, and then the last one is zoning change recommendation regarding resale of new tenant, resale of homes and new tenant certifications. Carucci's property, we've been making a lot of progress with that. I know that's been a hot topic around town, and we've mentioned here a few times. The owner is complying. We've actually gotten into the building, which was a big headache to try to get in there with his attorneys, but we were able to get in with our building inspector and our engineer to look inside and see what we're dealing with. That report is going to be in pretty soon on that regarding what they found during the inspection. I know that there is some interest. A local business person, I don't want to say the name, but is interested in purchasing the property, and they have been since the town has been pushing them as far as their regulations and that they comply with the ordinances, especially regarding property maintenance. We've been on them for really since the end of last year, and then now this buyer that's interested in the property. So there's been a lot of, I don't know if you've seen, there's been, they've repaired a lot of things on the outside. They're repaving the parking lot. It appears that the person that's interested wants to buy the building and wants to renovate the building, not tear it down. That's, that's what I'm hearing. So all this is hearsay, but it's good that at least we're seeing some progress, that there's something going on there besides the building just laying dormant and in disrepair. So we're happy about that. So some events and happenings this past month. We had a tree planting at Kern Park, on Tuesday, April 29th. It was the Columbia Bank donated a tree that was planted there for Arbor Day. So we thank Columbia Bank for that. I also want to thank Lisa Swain and Chris Tully, the Assembly members, District 38, for arranging a meeting on Tuesday, April 29th here at the Municipal Complex to explain the various programs, senior programs, Senior Freeze, the Anchor program, and New Jersey Stay. We had a nice crowd here that received a lot of good information. I want to thank the Mayor's Youth Group for the spring and Easter celebration that they were involved with. Also, we had planting on Saturday, May the 3rd. We had planting and cleanup at Tricentennial Park. I want to thank everybody that was involved in that. Thomas mentioned that. Thank you, Thomas. Township employees participated in a wellness day on Monday, May the 5th. I want to thank Dr. Peter Ferraro, who came in and ran that and did that wellness program for our employees and also provided lunch, which was nice for them to do. We had the first meeting of the Green Team / Flood Committee. It was held on May the 6th. I think Dave will probably explain a little more about that in his comments. On May the 10th, the Romaine Sininger VFW Post 3484 held their installation of officers. I want to congratulate all the officers, especially the new commander. His name is Jay Weimuller. He's taking over for Lou Varelli, who was the commander for the past 7 years. I want to thank Lou for all his dedication during that time. He did a fantastic job. Today, which is May the 15th, was National Peace Officers Day. We remember our deceased police officers from Saddlebrook Police with a ceremony at the Police Monument, which is still located at the Old Town Hall. We got some upcoming events. On May the 20th is the last day to register to vote for the June 10th primary. Clerk's office will be open until 9 p.m. that night. Saturday, May the 25th at 10 a.m. is the dedication of McFarland Circle by Weller Terrace and Skillman Terrace. That was the proclamation that I read. Sunday, May the 26th, Memorial Day services start at, I think it's Sunday, May the 25th. 25th, yeah. Memorial Day services start at 9 a.m. Memorial Day Parade begins at 1:30 p.m. on Fairlawn Parkway and Skillman Terrace. Congratulations to Police Officer Sergeant Joseph Camilleri, who was named the Grand Marshal this year. He served overseas for a whole year and was actually came out decorated, got a Bronze Star, so well deserved. On Monday, May the 26th, is Memorial Day service observed by the VFW Circle at 11 a.m. Municipal offices and DBW will be closed for Monday, May 26th, and observance of Memorial Day Section 1 pickup will be on Friday, May the 30th for grass and weeds and that kind of thing, pickup by the DBW. On Friday, June the 6th, 7:30 p.m., here at the Municipal Complex outside will be the Nerds concert. They have a very big following, so we expect that we're going to have a big crowd. Mayor's Fishing Contest is on Saturday, June the 14th, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the lake at the county park. Registration information will follow. Town Hall and DBW are closed on June 20th for Juneteenth. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilman Accomando?
Not much. I just wanted to thank everyone who came up and spoke today. Mrs. Lowry, thank you for bringing that to our attention, because I really think that was an oversight on our behalf when doing the building. It wasn't originally thought of to have the senior center here. So thank you for bringing that to our attention, because especially me, somebody who did handicap ramps for quite a few years, I'm embarrassed to say that I didn't even think of something like that, so thank you for bringing that up. I want to wish congratulations to all the students, young men and women graduating colleges this week and next week, and just happy Memorial Day to everyone. That's it.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Mazur?
Thank you, Council President. I'd like to remind everyone this weekend's the townwide garage sale. Hopefully we'll get some sunshine. And I'd like to, since our next meeting's after Father's Day, wish all the dads a happy Father's Day. Right? It's after.
Yes.
It's okay.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Okay. Councilwoman Sanchez?
Okay, so May is a busy month. In May, we have Nurses Appreciation Week, EMS Appreciation Week, Police Appreciation Week, and International Firefighters Day. So I just wanted to take a second to thank all the nurses, police, fire, and EMS personnel for their hard work, dedication, and service. as Councilwoman Mazer stated, happy Father's Day. And with Memorial Day weekend approaching, I hope everyone has a nice and safe Memorial Day weekend. And I hope to see you all at the services and the parade.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Couple things that I have. On May 6th, we had our first Green Team and Flood Committee meeting. Some of the highlights from that meeting is about 10 or 12 people showed up. I thought it was a very productive meeting. We spoke about planting additional trees throughout the town. We spoke about rain gardens. We spoke about flooding and debris removal and addressing some of the sandbars possibly at the Saddle River. We spoke about creating a mission statement since it was our first meeting. We are getting more information from surrounding towns that do have green teams. We're still looking for additional volunteers. We are collaborating with the community partnership. And our next meeting is June 3rd at 6:30 here at the municipal complex. So anybody that wants to get involved in our green team / flood committee, please make every effort to attend on June 3rd at 6:30 here at the municipal complex. A few other things that I have. Congratulations to all of our college grads. My nephew's graduating. My neighbor across the street, who's my godson, he's graduating from college. So congratulations to all those graduates throughout our township. I want to thank Assembly members Chris Tully and Lisa Swain for holding that senior freeze / Stay New Jersey information seminar here. We had quite a bit of seniors turn out. If you could take advantage of these programs, they're very beneficial, and the income levels are extremely high, so most people do qualify. One of them is you have to make less than $500,000 a year. The other one's making less than $250,000 a year. So people that think that they won't qualify, you definitely, in most cases, will qualify. Okay. Councilwoman Mazer mentioned the townwide garage sale. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 9 to 5. I just want to wish Mayor White and Councilwoman Mazer a happy birthday. This is their birthday month, so happy birthday to you too. And I hope to see all of our residents at the Memorial Day Parade and enjoy the Memorial Day weekend. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
We're going to move on to our ordinances for this evening.
First reading, we have an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 82 of the Code of the Township of Saddlebrook, entitled Construction Codes Uniform. If the council has no objection, we can do all three at one time. Correct?
Yes.
Next ordinance is ordinance number 1779, an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 161 of the Code of the Township of Saddlebrook, entitled Sewers, and it just clarifies the hookup fees. And the third ordinance is ordinance 1780, first reading, an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 206 of the Code of the Township of Saddlebrook, entitled Zoning, and involves resale, new tenant certificate, and it mirrors the wording of the DCA as required.
Before we move on these ordinances, Mr. Homsey, our business administrator, do you have something to add on the first ordinance?
Yeah, at the last meeting regarding ordinance 1778-25, there was a couple questions that Councilman Simluka had asked. I spoke with him privately regarding the answers to his questions, and also wanted to, relay it to the rest of the council prior to them voting on it. The one question was regarding commercial swimming pools and why it was removed. What happened was all these ordinance before they get up here for council consideration have to get approved by the DCA as well. And they had caught that it's a duplicate in the health department and in the construction code. So they coordinated that the health department will handle commercial swimming pools. We'll still receive the permit fees, and they will do the inspections. And the other question was related to the underground storage tanks, and whether that fee was increased and where it is within the ordinance. The state Department of Community Affairs wanted it under, under the fire section, which is page 5, and there was an increase in that fee. So I just wanted to let the council know, because those questions were asked. And again, I did speak to Councilman Sumaluka privately regarding this, knowing he wasn't going to be here tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Homsey. Okay. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'm sorry, roll call?
Councilman Accomando?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sanchez?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazer?
Yes.
Council President Garrick.
Yes.
Now therefore be resolved by the Township Council that an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 82 of the Code of the Township of Saddlebrook entitled Construction Codes Uniform, Ordinance 1779-25, an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 161 of the Code of the Township of Saddlebrook entitled Sewers, and ordinance number 1780-25, an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 206 of the Code of the Township of Saddlebrook entitled Zoning, heretofore passed on first reading, be further considered for a final passage at a meeting to be held on June 19, 2025, at 7:00 p.m., or soon thereafter as the matter can be reached at the Municipal Complex, 55 Mayhill Street, and at such time and place all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning said ordinance according to law, with the notice of its introduction and passage on first reading, and of a time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage.
Motion?
Motion.
Roll call?
Councilman Accomando?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sanchez?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazer?
Yes.
Council President Garrick.
Yes.
Okay, we have the consent agenda. Resolution number 2 will not be part of the agenda this evening. It was recommended by Councilman Sumaluka, and in his absence, we will hold that till the next meeting. All items listed with an asterisk are considered routine and non-controversial by the Township Council and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion on these items unless a council member or member so requests it, in which case the item or items will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. The one motion signifies adoption of all resolutions, receive and file letters, correspondence, reports, and approval of minutes and applications.
Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Accomando?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sanchez?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mazer?
Yes.
Council President Garrick.
Yes. Old business? Any new business? Okay. Motion to open the meeting to the public for agenda items only.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone wish to address the council on agenda items? Seeing no one, motion to close the meeting.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any final comments? Mayor?
Yeah, I just want to mention, I want to congratulate all the college graduates as well. But today we had the police memorial, and it came up afterwards that, obviously that monument is in front of 93, the old town hall, 93 Market. So it's going to have to be moved. And my feeling is it should be at the police station in the front, but it's a very large monument. So anyway, I think what we're going to do is we're going to get together, and we're going to have a couple of meetings with myself, the chief, the retired Chief Kugler, and some of the retirees that have an interest in where that monument goes, and come up with a plan to move it. I want to get everybody involved because I don't want to insult anybody. We did real well moving the war monument, which is now in front of the VFW. That was originally we had spoke about that, and there was some when the council and I spoke. The plan was to maybe move it over to Veterans Field because there's monuments there, and be a decent place. In my opinion, it would have been a decent place for it. but we got a lot of pushback from the VFW, so we want to get opinions, and I think it wound up at the right place, the War Monument. But we want to make sure that the police monument ends up, being that we get a consensus that, and it gets put in a place that's a dignified place that we can celebrate every year on the 15th. So, but I don't know if anybody from the council is interested in maybe taking part in some of those meetings. If you are, just let me know. And that's all I have.
Yeah, I was at the memorial today, and I just want to commend the committee. Bob, you had a lot of people there. That it's really a beautiful event each year, and it seems like there was a lot of people this year. Thank goodness the weather held up, because some years it's raining and stuff, and people still do come rain or shine. But it's really a great event, and there were a few people that go above and beyond for that event, and it was a beautiful event today.
Yeah, it was. The families, they really do appreciate it. I mean, more than you would even think. I mean, it's,
Yeah.
when you talk to them afterwards, and it's a day for them to remember their loved one, and it shows that the town is, still feels, still has, we tribute, and in tribute to them, we want to have it every year and recognize what they did for the town. And retired Chief Kugler brought it up today, that a lot of those, especially the older ones, the first ones on the monument, the first four, I mean, they did it, they didn't do it for money and benefits, because they had basically none back then. They did it out of pride, and they did it because they really cared and wanted to do it, so.
Absolutely.
And they were, I worked with a lot of them. There was some real old timers. There were some really good cops out there that knew what they were doing, and really cared and put in 150% every time. So
Yeah. Well, thank you.
it's nice to see that.
Any additional comments from the council? Okay. Seeing none, motion to adjourn this evening.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you very much.
I told you.